All right, what's up traders? So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys an extremely simple strategy that works for almost every single market, stocks, forex, crypto, you name it. And it's so easy, any beginner can do it itself. So if you guys are ready to watch this video and learn one of the best strategies out there, all you gotta do is just hit that like button and subscribe, and let's get into the video. Okay, so the strategy I'm about to show you right now is extremely simple, and it would give you 10 wins out of 11 trades on this chart right now, JPP, JPY. It's so simple, almost anybody can use it, and the win rate is absolutely insane, as you guys can see. So let's get into it. Okay, first let's start off with the indicators that you want to be using for this strategy. So what you want to be using is these two indicators right here, EliteAlgo version 19.1 and Elite Oscillator version 5. Now once you have both these selected on your charts, these are the settings that you're going to want to use for this strategy. So as for EliteAlgo, go into the settings. This is the settings that you want to use. Your sensitivity should be around 3. Your smart signals only should be on. And if we go down, we want to make sure that we have show trend cloud turned on, and as well it's under the new trend cloud strategy. So make sure this one here is selected. And that's pretty much it for EliteAlgo. So press OK. Now for the oscillator, this is incredibly simple as well. What you want to do is go to settings here, and you want to take this right here and put it under Elite TVR. Once you do that, your chart is going to look like this. Incredibly simple. Then just press OK. Now, the strategy rules themselves are also very easy. You have the trend cloud right here. So this red and green ribbon, right? You have your buy signals and your sell signals, and you have this TVR down here. Now let me show you guys exactly how to put all these together. Okay, so here are the rules that we need to follow for the strategy to work. And if we don't follow every single one of these rules on every trade we take, then this strategy will not be successful. So there's no altering this strategy. It's either do the strategy or don't do it. It's very simple, guys. And it doesn't take a genius to do a strategy. Again, it's a very simple strategy that almost any beginner can use and make good money while trading. So the first rule I want to talk about, obviously, is because we have smart signals only turned on, we only want to be trading these smart signals. This is very important. Next, guys, we want to make sure that the signals match the trend cloud when we're trading. So for example, we only want to be taking buy signals when the trend cloud is green. So if the trend cloud is green, we do not want to be taking sell signals, right? That's not what we want. So for example, right here, we have a red trend cloud and we have a green buy signal right here. We want to completely ignore the signal because we have a red trend cloud, right? Next rule, guys, is very simple to follow as well. You want to make sure that the candles are above the green trend cloud when you want to enter a buy position. So for example, right here, we can see that these candles, right, are all above this green trend cloud. Now, if the candles were below it, right, and we're getting buy signals like here, 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 for example, we don't want to be taking those trades. Because if this happens, that likely means that this chart is ranging, and we do not want to be taking trades when the chart is ranging. This is very important. So if the candles are underneath the green trend cloud, then we do not want to be taking the buy signals that occur or the sell signals, right? We don't want to be trading during that market time. So we only want to be trading when it's above the green and below the red when we're taking sell signals. Next rule, guys, is very simple as well. It's looking down at the TVR for every single trade that you take. Now, if the TVR down here, this line is red, and then there's a signal, we want to ignore the trade. We do not want to be taking trades when the TVR line is red. Very simple. If it's orange or green, then you're okay to go ahead and take the trade. But just note that there's a higher likely chance that you'll win the trade if the line is green versus if the line is orange. If the line is orange, that means it's a riskier trade. And if it's red, you do not take the trade at all. Very simple, guys. And now I'm going to show you guys some live examples of how you can use this strategy. Okay, so here's a live example of the strategy right here. So we have a buy signal that was created, right? We are in a green trend cloud. Okay, that's 2 out of the 3 rules. And over here on the Elite Oscillator, we can see that we have a orange line, right? It's kind of hard for you guys to see, but if we zoom in, we have an orange line right here, which means that we are okay to take the trade. So now what we want to do next is we simply just want to take our position size tool and we want to set our stop loss and take profits. Now, For the stop loss, what you want to do is you want to make sure it's underneath the last swing low. So the last swing low over here would be around this area. So we just want to make sure that has a little bit of room around 1 or 2 pips for forex or stocks. Just make sure it's like right below that. Same thing for cryptocurrency. And then what you want to do is you want to set your take profits. Now, what I like to do, and this is completely preference at this point, is I like to have 2 take profits. The first one being a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, like this, and then the second one being a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio, like this right here, right? These are our 2 take profit zones. We have our first one, and then we have our second one. Now, if the trade hits the first take profit, we simply just close half our position and bring our stop loss to break even. It's that simple, guys. So right now, we have this trade. We're going to take this trade and see exactly what happens. And obviously, we can see that the price is going to start going up very soon. And our first take profit was just hit, right? So it's closed half our position. And now for this one, we're just going to bring the stop loss to break even, right? Because we don't want to lose any more money in this trade. And we run the trade and see if it hits take profit number 2. And right there, guys, it just broke take profit number 2. The strategy is literally this simple to use. Now let me show you guys another example. Okay, so here's another example, again, of a good trade that we want to take. We look at the chart here. We see that we have a fresh buy signal, right? So we want to enter on the candle after the buy signal. So it would be this candle right here because we want this signal to confirm. So we want to always enter on the candle right after the signal, right? So this candle right here. Now we want to see, do we have a green trend cloud? Yes, we do. Are the candles above the green trend cloud? Yes, they are. And we look down the oscillator. It is orange and not red, which means that the trade is okay to take, but it's just a little bit riskier. So now what we want to do here is simply just set our stop loss and take profit levels again. So we're going to have a stop loss right below the last swing low. So around this area right here, because this is the last swing low. And our take profit, we want to do a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio for the first take profit. So right here. And if we set our second take profit, we want this to be a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio, something like this, guys, right? Now what we want to do here is simply just run the trade and see what happens. We want to stay in the trade until our stop loss or our take profit is hit. We don't want to close out early. Once we set our stop loss and take profit levels, we have to trust them. This is another important part of the strategy. So let's see what happens here. First take profit was just hit. So what do? We close half our position, right? And then we move the stop loss to break even. And we let the rest ride. What happens? Our second take profit was just hit. The trade is extremely easy. Now let me show you guys some shorting examples. Okay, so now here's an example of a shorting opportunity right here. So we have what you see, a red trend cloud, okay? We have a smart sell signal that's below the red trend cloud, which means it's okay to trade. And over here at the bottom, we see that we have an orange TVR, right? So there is a little bit of momentum. It's not red, it started to gain a little momentum, which is good. It's what we want, right? Now, we want, again, set our stop loss and take profit levels. So 1-to-1 for the first take profit, and then a 2-to-1 for the second take profit, right? And our stop loss above the last swing high, which is around this area. So we just want to make sure our stop loss is just slightly above that. So if it goes back up and hits that and then it comes back down, we have just a little bit of wiggle room, and we see exactly what happens on this trade. So if we run this trade, we can see eventually it's going to hit our first take profit right here. So we hit our first take profit trade. That's good. Now what we want to do now is we simply just want to move our stop loss to break even from here and close 50% of our position, right? Then we see if it hits take profit number 2. Keep the trade going. Struggling a little bit, that's fine. It's going to happen in the markets, and then eventually it's going to go ahead and hit that second take profit around right here, guys. It's that simple. So we stayed in the trade even though we were getting a buy signal here, a sell signal there, a sell signal there. Once we're in a trade, we want to stay until our take profit or our stop loss is hit. This is very important. Okay, let me show you guys just one more shorting example. Okay, so here's the last shorting example. Again, very easy. We have a smart sell signal. We have a red trend cloud. The candles are underneath the red trend cloud. And if we look down here to the TVR, we see that we have a green line, which means that this trade has a lot of volume. So it'd be a good trade to take. We want to set our stop loss and take profit levels. We want to enter at the beginning of the candle next to the signal. So at the beginning of this candle, so right above where I have the middle of the green and red box is where we likely want to enter this trade. And we want to set our stop loss and take profit levels just a little bit above the last swing high, which is over here and over here, guys. 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, and then a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. Very simple. We want to run this trade and we'll see exactly what happens here. The first take profit level gets hit really fast, really good trade. So what we want to do next is we simply just want to move take half our position here and move our stop loss to break even here and see what happens. The price coming down a bit, but then unfortunately the price shoots up right here and then stops us out on our break even take profit right above here, guys. That's okay. The reason why that's okay is because we already took profit on this trade and we had no risk because we moved our second stop loss to break even, right? So on this trade, we didn't lose any money and we actually made money because we took partial profits when it hit the first take profit level. Now again, very simple. We wait for another sell signal. We see one. It popped up right here. This is a good trade to take because, again, the candles at this current time are not above the red trend cloud, right? And we look down, we see we have a green trend line, okay? Which means that there is still volume in this market. So again, what do we want to do here? We simply just want to set our take profit and stop loss levels. So the stop loss would be around right there. And our take profit would be a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio for the first one. And then a second take profit, which is a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. Again, guys, now I know I'm repeating myself a lot. I'm just trying to explain the strategy as clear as I can so you guys can understand it perfectly. So around right here. And we run this trade again, see what happens. The price starts falling. We're going to hit our first take profit levels right here. So we take partial profits here, right? Close about 50% or less if you want, but I like to close 50%. And we move our stop loss to break even. And then we just run the rest of the trade and we see exactly what happens. Does it hit right there? Boom. We just closed out both trades. Okay, so now that we understand the strategy, there's a couple things that I want to mention that's also going to make your life just a lot easier in general. Now, if you're a scalper, for this strategy to work, what you want to do is you just want to use the 5-minute time frame. Very simple. If you're a day trader, so you're doing intraday trading, you just want to use a 15-minute or 30-minute time frame. And if you're a swing trader, you just want to use the 1 hour or the 4-hour time frame. It's that simple. The strategy is extremely simple and it works on every single time frame available in TradingView. Now, if you're a really busy person and you don't have time to be looking at the chart all day, waiting for a buy or sell signal to pop up in your chart, you can also set alerts if you have TradingView Pro. Let me show you guys exactly how to do that. So what you want to do is you simply just want to right click one of these buy signals or sell signals. And then you want to click add alert. Now from here, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have EliteAlgo selected at the top. And under this section, you want to go ahead and pick any signal, smart signal or smart sell. This one right here. Once you have that selected, you want to go once per bar close, right? So it's going to alert you once the candle closes. So it's going to be ready to trade right away. And what you want to do next is just select the expiration date. I like using it open-ended so it never expires. And over here at the bottom, what type of notification do you want? Do you want to notify your app? So if you want, you can download the TradingView app on your phone and it will notify you through the TradingView app. Very simple. Or it can send you an email. Sometimes I've heard some glitches with this where it takes a little bit too long to send the email. So I would recommend just notify an app, or you can do like a show pop-up or like a web link URL if you have like somewhere else where you're doing a webhook to. Very simple. Then over here at the bottom, I have a message for the alert you want. So if I'm sending it for this specific chart, I would go alert on GBP JDY.
something like this. Very, very simple, guys. Then you just hit create, and then once it creates, every single time that there's a signal on that chart, it's going to alert your phone. Just go ahead and grab your phone, take a look at the chart, do all my conditions and all the rules apply to this trade. If yes, take that trade. It's that simple. If you guys like this video, guys, and you guys want to see more videos like this or have any questions, all you gotta do is make sure you like that button and leave a comment down below for any questions you might have. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching and have yourselves a good day.